Thank you very much. The last question. We've got a very active youth commission in our Archdiocese. And they even in the past had projects reaching out to other young people, dealing with substance abuse and things like that. So it's critical, what you say, that we involve the youth as part of the team at the level of the parish. Budgets. Somebody said Caritas must have a budget. I don't think we're getting it. Caritas is the parish. I don't think we're getting it yet. We think Caritas is some little group there that must have a budget. Caritas is the parish carrying out an important ministry that every parish must carry out. And therefore there ideally ought to be a budget for catechesis, for Caritas. What other commissions are there? Justice and Peace. So when you are working out a budget, the Finance Committee, presenting it to the PPC, there should be a budget for Caritas. That doesn't stop the other players involved from sourcing their own funds. Our sodalities are very active in this area, very generous too. So they collect monies among themselves, they collect, foodstuffs and all that. So that adds to what Caritas is able to have as resources to reach out. So the whole point really is to coordinate all these activities. Find out, St. Anne's, what are you planning to do this year under Caritas? Sacred Heart, and all the other sodalities that are there. And ideally, the coordinator should not be representing an association. It should in fact be a parishioner who then becomes part of the PPC, because this thing must be carried out by and through the PPC. So it's not a question of Caritas existing there and then it must source its own funds. And somebody was saying, can you ask a sodality to fund, for instance, a project? Those are the things you talk about. These are the needs, including observing the day and catering for that. Among us now, in the team representing the different sodalities associations, people can volunteer that this year, instead of us just buying foodstuffs like we did last year, we are going to assist in a new way. So the whole point is working together. And Caritas team coordinates those things. Now the thing of a budget, ideally every parish must have a budget, like at the level of the Archdiocese, Commission for Evangelization, Catechesis, Marriage and Family. All these are catered for in the Archdiocesan budget under diocesan commissions. I'm not for the idea of these commissions having their own separate bank accounts. That doesn't work out well. If there is a parish bank account, monies are collected and are banked there and referenced that in our account we have so much for Caritas, so much for the youth, So we don't want to have a separate bank account, but there can be a way of identifying funds that are set aside for Caritas. That answers the question of an account number for Caritas and parishes. We don't want to have that. We want to have all the finances administered centrally, and that makes sure that things then are accounted and there's, transparency. This thing of finances collected for Caritas, the decision of how to disperse those funds must be taken by the Caritas team. And I know what you're talking about, though I'm not going to say which parish. There has to be a Caritas team. And these are the people who decide, we've collected so much. Here are the needs. And in that parish, whose name I won't mention, they are also good because they also donate to the office of Caritas to assist us at the level of the Archdiocese. We need people to get into this mode of operating, not in silos. We want a team to assist the parish in driving Caritas work. I talk with the priest about that, but in some cases people still do not get the idea that we have to work in teams. I think those were the questions. Involve the youth, definitely critical. Finances at parishes, something must be done. Because then that's where sometimes things do not go well. Because then if there's no accountability about how the monies are used, some of them go to places that they're not supposed to go to, and maybe end up in pockets that they were not supposed to be in the first place. And we want to avoid that, preempt that by making sure that it's a team that is responsible. I think those were the questions. But if there was another question before I sit down, if you felt there was something very urgent and that you might die if you don't ask it, I don't want you to die, so good. So I think that we've come to more or less the end now before I present the commission. Just to say again, thank you very much to all of you for making the time. Thank you also for your involvement in your parishes. This is a very important ministry. The church without Caritas is not complete. We can talk as much as we like, but if we do not demonstrate this caring for those who are most vulnerable, we are failing in carrying out our mission as church. But I want to emphasize again, can we get out of the idea that Caritas is some kind of a sodality group? Caritas is all of us. That's why there's Caritas Queenswood, Caritas Monavoni, Caritas, and then in terms of countries, Caritas Pretoria, Caritas Bloemfontein, Caritas, then Caritas Africa, Caritas Internationalis, because that's how the church, the whole church, reaches out to the needy under the name of charity. So somebody mentioned that, maybe I must address that. Some sodalities and maybe some groupings still resisting, working together. with Caritas. We've had problems. And I'm asking, when I meet with the sodalities also, and associations, we do not want that. You know, we are not about killing initiatives by different groupings. We're not smothering what other people are doing, but we want to work together so that our Caritas work becomes more effective. Now there are people who tend to sort of act as if now whatever they do is their own little project, their own little baby. We can't work like that. It is the whole parish, including all the different players, that come together to play. And when we don't do that, we are not as effective. An example, was it last year or 2 years ago? Shortage of water in Hammanskraal. We bought water for the school. The CWA bought water for the school. And then others bought water for the school. And maybe the school had more water than they needed. But there are other people who had other needs. And if you had met together and planned together, you would have been more effective in reaching out to the identified needs. So there was a little problem, but I think we are solving that, because with St. Vincent de Paul Society, they've been doing this for a long time. And that is their really forte, if you like. In some parishes, for instance, when I was parish priest of Monavoni, at that time we were even using St. Vincent de Paul as the delivery arm of the parish when it comes to Caritas, where there was no Caritas there. So the monies budgeted in the parish would be given to St. Vincent de Paul to then disperse them. But now the problem has been that because they've been doing this for a long time by themselves, and they feel as if now Caritas is a competition. Again, that's just lack of understanding. Because as St. Vincent de Paul in the parish, they must be part of this umbrella. And they can say, as Vincent de Paul, this year, this is what we plan to do. These are the resources we have. So I'm very strong on that teamwork in our parishes. And in those few places where some of St. Vincent de Paul or other people refuse to work with Caritas in the parishes, I ask them not to then do anything in this Archdiocese if they don't want to work the way we are working. Because some of them now are insisting they have their own way, they have their own structure, they can't, be told what to do. In this diocese we have Caritas in our parishes, and that is the structure we use. And the sodalities in the parish must be represented in that. So with that then, thank you very much. The way I operate also is I work through commissions at the level of the Archdiocese. People that I appoint, of course in consultation with others, who are going to join me in animating and driving the ministry in that particular area. So we've got, for instance, the Evangelization and Pastoral Plan Commission. We've got the Catechesis Commission, Marriage and Family Life Commission, the Youth Commission, what else? About 9, Justice and Peace Commission, also Caritas Commission. People that I appoint because they have shown some passion for this kind of work, and also availability to be able to assist me in driving this ministry in the whole Archdiocese. So we had a Caritas Commission before. I want to thank those people who served in that commission. It was not always easy, because some were not able to attend meetings, but when they were available, they did make their contribution. So now I am forming a new commission, and I've appointed those people and commissioned them. So I'd like to present them to you now. The Caritas Commission, and Sister will call them up, and we shall see them, and then we shall thank them. If you can come up and find them. No, but just thank you for not to mention their names. No, just thank you.
All right, we'll just call the names of the new commission members. Few or two or so sent their apologies because of their commitment. We have Manyene Mahuma. We have...
Call that person. I ask people to please come up.
She asked for apology. Mahuma.
No, don't call those ones.
Okay. Rochelle Whistle. Patricia Nklankla. Lucy Tobejane. Deacon Anthony Gumed. Sister Millicent. Deacon Gregory Mugabe. Father Daniel, of course, Sister Martha, Sister and myself.
Just read down the name of the
Dr. Abigail Pachena and Manyene Mahuma.
So thank you very much. Every commission is made up in this way. I appoint a priest to be my episcopal vicar, representing me in that commission. So Father Daniel is the episcopal vicar who represents me in this commission. And then there's usually a coordinator who works in the office for that commission. So the coordinator is Sister Franca Suinyui, and the assistant is Sister Aleka, who is in Cameroon for her vows. Then a member of the team is Sister, where is she? Martha. Sister Martha, sometimes I don't see her well. So these are the people who run the office. Then there are these other people who join us, so that they are like a think tank that assists me as we look what we need to do, how to do it, evaluate, strategize. It's mostly in that area that the commission comes in. However, those who have the time and the energy to chip in and help also practically and come to the delivery site, that is appreciated. At the beginning, in Sunnyside, when we were registering migrants and refugees, when we were opening that office, the first day, we were expecting 10 people to trickle in, and then we asked them questions. The first day, 250 people. By the end of the week, 550 people. And there was a lot of jostling and pushing because people thought they were going to be helped there and then. So we had to call in some strong men, the deacons, to come and assist the sisters. That included Deacon Manyukule. So this is the commission, and I thank you again. Thank you again for accepting. All the best. Thank you.
Sorry, I missed out the name. Madam Pejatebo, she's there, she is. Yeah. And just to add what the Archbishop has said, the commission members, they are not there to do the work of the Caritas coordinators in the parishes. And we are saying that the coordinators in the parishes, they are not, it's like, if a commission member is in the parish, it's not like that the commission member, for instance, Ma'am Lucy, she is a parishioner of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. That does not mean she is the Caritas coordinator of that parish. It's just for example. So any activity that is happening in that parish is coordinated by the coordinator of that parish. So the commission member being in that parish is just a member of the Caritas team, just to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you.